Greetings! How are you doing today? I have a question for you. When you're going through life day to day, do you expect the best or do you expect the worst so you can be prepared when bad things happen? I was speaking with somebody quite a few weeks ago actually because and when I was speaking with this person, she said, well, you want to expect the worst at all time. And I say, you want to expect the worst. And we were talking about clients and different situations in life and so forth. And she said, well, you want to expect the worst so you can be prepared. So you won't be surprised when the worst thing happens. So just expect the worst at all time. And I said, wow, that must be, I thought to my mind, I didn't say it out loud. I thought, well, that must be a really interesting way to live where we are expecting the worst from others all the time. Why? Because we know that our expectations, what we expect will help us focus. And so when we are expecting the worst, we will be focusing on the worst of all situations, of all people, and at all time. And when we do that, it will be very easy for us to be able to find things that confirm our expectations. In other words, if we expect the worst, we will focus on the worst in others. And before we know it, we will tune our mind subconsciously, but our mind will tune into some things that's just worse, the worst behavior of others. We will focus on the unpleasant behavior of others instead of the good ones. Just like if we were to expect to see a lot of yellow cars, let's say we decide there is actually more yellow car in this world than we have been noticing. Before you know it, if you just do this experiment, if you think about yellow car and yellow car and yellow car, and before you know it, you'll notice all the yellow car on the road. And why? Because when we have expectation of yellow car, we will subconsciously shift our mind to yellow car, and so we will see a lot more yellow car. And the same thing when we are expecting the worst in others, we will shift subconsciously. We will start focusing on what's the possible unpleasantness in others or in a situations, and we will see it. We will definitely see it. We know that our eyes is just an instrument. We actually see with our mind. And so I say, well, you know what? That's a very interesting propositions that this person's doing, where she always expect the worst. And I say, well, how about we, instead of expecting the worst, so we can be prepared, how about if we simply expect the best but be prepared for the worst? It's almost like when we are preparing for earthquake. I live in California, so we do get earthquake from time to time. And so we are prepared for the worst. Thank you for joining, friend. We're prepared for the worst. We have earthquake preparedness, but we're not expecting living day to day. Oh, it's going to be an earthquake today. Is it going to be an earthquake today? It's going to be, it's going to drive you crazy before you even know it. So how about instead of expecting the worst so we can be prepared for the worst, we simply shift our mind just a little bit and say, we expect the best. We expect that there is no earthquake for many years in California. We expect the best, but we are prepared for the worst. So when the worst do happen, because life is life, and an unpleasant thing do happen, sometimes very unpleasant thing do happen, we are not falling short that we are already prepared, but we live our life expecting the best. And at the same time, we're not Pollyanna. I'm not suggesting being Pollyannas at all, but we are prepared for the worst. It's because, as Einstein said, the most important decisions that we can make in our life is to decide whether this is a friendly word or if this is a hostile word. And if we decide that this is a hostile word, back to what we just mentioned just now, whatever that we decide and we expect, we will focus on that. We will subconsciously, there's no other way. The subconscious mind works in such a way that it will help us focus on what we expect and decide. So if we decide that we're going to expect the worst, and then that we expect the worst, then our subconscious mind will help us find the things that's unpleasant in other behaviors, unpleasant in life, unpleasant in our interaction, and so on and so forth. And so why do we want to do that? And actually with this person that I met, that I've been sharing today, it's very interesting because I work side by side with this person. And I start looking very, very closely. We interact with the same people, we interact with the same clients, and so on and so forth. So after my conversations with these persons, I kind of just look back and I said, that's really interesting. Let me see. And I realized that a lot of time, these persons got really, really upset because of somebody behavior, because somebody doing this, and this client don't do that, and this client on and on and on and on. Which is very interesting. I interact with practically every single one of these, and I interact with every single complaint that this person supposedly have. And in general, my experience with every single one, so we're interacting side by side, but my experience with those people, less than 25% of them are unpleasant. Everyone. So let's say this person said these 10 people are difficult and unpleasant, and this situation is this and da. I'm in that exact situation. I interact with the exact same people, but because I expect the best, I suspect, and at the same time prepared for the worst, my experience with these exact same people and in these exact same situations, in general, 75% of the time, I have a pleasant experience with the person or with the situation. And so it's completely up to us what we want to choose. It's completely up to us what we want to decide. Do we want to decide that this is a friendly word and expect the best while still being prepared for the worst? Or do we want to decide that this is a hostile word and be expecting the worst all the time and then experiencing the worst and the hostility from others? And it's completely up to us which one we would love to do. And so today's being Monday, I invite you to join me just to experiment, if you like to just expect the best from everything and from everybody. It doesn't matter who you are interacting with. And with my experience, some of these people that I interact with, I've already been warned ahead of time. This is a difficult person, but I decided that this is a friendly word, and I decided to expect the best. And turn out that my experience with almost all these people, almost all the time, is a pleasant experience, regardless of others already warning me that this is difficult people. And so it's completely up to us. But I invite you to join me to just, if you'd like to experiment, just perhaps today or being Monday, perhaps for the rest of this week, so you can really see and feel the difference. If you notice it, to expect the best, to decide that this is a friendly word, and by being friendly and by being the best of ourselves to even start with, we be the best of ourselves, we be friendly and expect the best and expect everybody to be friendly. And at the same time, prepared for the worst, but not focusing on the worst. There is a difference between being prepared and focusing on that. And the end of the week, see how your experience after expecting the best and expecting being a friendly word and being friendly and being the best of ourselves. And please welcome to share your thoughts in the comment below. Please share if you'd like to participate in this experiment of life that I find is very, very helpful and work very, very well for me. As well as feel welcome to share this video with anyone that you would love. Feel welcome to share your feedback in the comment below. And I thank you very, very much for watching. I expect and know that you will have a wonderful, amazing, amazing day, an amazing, amazing week. And I thank you for watching, and I look forward to see you again very, very soon. And this is Bridget with From Grieving to Joyful Living. I'll see you again very soon.